What is it? I just came on here. I shouldn't be journaling, but just something kind of came up for me that I wanted to hop on here and share. Um, and yeah, I just got off a really cool call, a really cool conversation. And I'm just really sitting here like, tomorrow's my birthday, first of all. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm finishing my hair. My hair's not done. And I'm just really sitting here thinking about us knowing exactly who the fuck we are. And I just feel like I understand why we don't know who we are, but I just feel like our interests and our desires is an invitation to know ourselves deeper. And I just feel like our childhood and our chart. And there's a lot of like cosmic sciences, there's a lot of like divination systems, but astrology, and mind you, I'm not even like an astrologer. Like I've been interested in astrology for the last 10 years, but I'm not that girl like that. I just know my chart. But I just feel like your childhood and your chart, if you ever in the space of knowing who the fuck you are or knowing your purpose or what am I here to do, your childhood and your chart are probably the top two places that can like point you in the right direction. And I'm not saying this like a guru or authority. Let me just speak from what I know. Like I've come to just really understand like within the last year of my life. Well, actually, the last year of my life was set up with mental work that I've been doing since last year. So last year, I'm working on my documentary about a prolific maternal health activist. I'm doing a documentary on her. I ended up getting a street co-naming done after her, in collaboration with the New York City Council. And I did all of that, and I went back home, and I just kind of just sitting there, just thinking about my life after doing this process that took 2 years that I'd never done before, and something that's not always done. And because it takes so long, people usually don't see it to the end, and I did with as little money as I had. I really was committed to this project and getting this done. I'm still working on the film, but like I just was sitting and thinking about my life, and I was thinking how the last 2, 3 years of my life, how much I had pushed for something bigger than me. And I started to ask myself, what the fuck does that mean for me? Like, what does that mean for me? And I just started to ask myself, who am I as an artist? Because I had never considered myself a creative or an artist or felt comfortable in those titles until last year. Even after all the work I've done, like, I've never felt good with the title filmmaker, creative, artist. I've never claimed those terms, even though if you were to look at my life and the things that I've done and be like, "Nah, nigga, like, you are a fucking artist. What are you talking about?" Um, and so I had to sit with myself and ask myself, why didn't I feel comfortable with those titles and those names? And I know a few reasons why. When it comes to filmmaking, I thought that I only had to be one type of a filmmaker. I thought working at Netflix and awards were the only thing. And because I didn't learn the fundamentals of filmmaking is something I fell into, I've always felt like this gap. I've always felt insecure of what it means to be a filmmaker. Um, but it could quite literally be someone who makes films, and I make films, and I also learned my voice and my style as a filmmaker, and I think that's also important. I didn't know who I was as a filmmaker. I didn't know who I was an artist. I didn't know who I was as a creative, and I didn't know that those terms could be synonymous with each other. I thought I had to stay in these lanes, but I can, as Dochi says, I'm everything. I'm everything. Um, and so last summer, actually around this time, like August, September of last year, I decided to sit with myself and understand, like, who am I as an artist and, like, knowing the power and impact of my voice. And so I started doing, like, mindset work. I was doing these affirmations just telling me that I belong because I've always felt weird. I've always felt odd. I always felt like the odd person out, like, always all my life. I've always just stayed quiet. Like, I've always just kept my ideas to myself, kept my thoughts to myself. The internet makes me afraid to say anything because cancel culture, you don't want to get canceled. So there were so many things I had to say and share that I often keep to myself. And so last summer, I really just decided to embrace myself. So it started with knowing that I belonged, starting with honoring my voice and setting that groundwork mindset wise. And I did that for a couple months. And then the top of like, I would say like March of this year that I started my embrace era. So relatable. The time has arrived to use our voices. Period. Yes, so relatable. No, like honestly, like I think we are in a point where it's like there's the point of no return. Like the world needs your art. Like dead ass art is resistance. Like, and that's what I truly, truly believe. That was something I was thinking about earlier. Like, I think people are waiting for someone to say, "Hey, this is the Harlem Renaissance." No one told the Harlem Renaissance that it was the Harlem Renaissance. The name only came after the thing happened. Like, if you're looking for a groundwork and a foundation for what set up the Harlem Renaissance, which was like a terse political climate as Black people, as artists, as queer people, as disabled folks, as poor folks, if you're looking for that, this is what that is. Like, the people who we regard as artists, like Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston and so many folks who came out of that era, like, their art was their resistance. That was their language, and that's how they built community. So I feel like we can sit and learn about it in school, and I think some ways I've idolized it because I'm like, "Oh my god, the Renaissance." Like, I love that era. But, like, when we take away that, like, idolizing of what that moment was, it's that these people are doing work. They're doing real work. They are Black, they are under-resourced, and they are committed to their work, and they decided to create a community around each other for nourishment. And so their art can live and be. And I think people are looking for someone to say, this is what this is. So if anyone's going to say it, I'm saying, this is it. This is it. This is where we're at right now. It's very similar times. So that's something I was thinking about earlier of like, at this point, you got to step into it. And I really feel like because we in eclipse season, like I really, really feel like the universe is constantly inviting us to course correct and come back home to ourselves and honor who we are as people. And that's what, when people see like Mercury retrogrades and Saturn retrogrades and all those things, that shit is difficult and challenging for growth and to shake shit up. I'm realizing that I'm in my Renaissance era. This is exactly what Realm Empire Industries is in. Period. Calling it Renaissance era. Realm Empire. Listen, y'all gotta get with the Realm Empire Industries, okay? Get with it. Get with or get left behind. No, I'm so happy you shared that. But yeah, like this is what this is what this is. This is what this time is for. And I just was thinking about that this morning. And so yeah, I just feel like any type of cosmic whatever, whether it's an eclipse or retrograde, whatever the fuck, whether you on pattern, Chani, whatever it is, it's all those things are just an invitation for you to course correct and remind you who the fuck you are and who the fuck you decided to be when you got here. Um, that's all the universe is doing. Oh, my shirt is everything. Black is my happy color. Oh. So I really just believe cosmically everything is just an invitation to ask yourself, what am I doing what I notice to do? Am I the person who I know myself to be and who I can be? Whether it's a Mercury retrograde, your Saturn return, all that shit is an invitation for you to course correct. All that if it's uncomfortable, that means growth needs to be done. If something is challenging, that means growth is to be done. And the universe is not here saying, I'm trying to punish you. The universe is really just saying, like, we both know who you came here to be. Are you that person? Are you committed to that person every day? Like, to be here is to be a practice. Like, I think being a human is a practice. Like, some people call it school, some people call it a test. I think it's all of those things. I think being here is a practice. And so that's not even what I was talking about. But so yeah, I've been just, on the top of March, I was just been working on embracing myself as an artist. And that's a word. Yeah. So the top of August, the top of March, May, I've been embracing who I am. And so I'm staying like, exactly who the fuck you are. And if you don't, your childhood and your chart are the top two things that can tell you what you need to know. Like, I'm finally embracing the fact that that I'm a performer, that I want to act, that I want to use my voice, that I want to be seen. And not for the sake of being seen, but for the sake of story, because I'm a storyteller. I remember, like, there were so many things that I wanted to do that once I got into this world, I understood the concept of money. There were so many things I wanted to do because of money. But when I strip all that away and I look towards my childhood, When I think of my childhood, the first word that comes to my mind is actor. Like, I remember being in my room watching Annie, taking one of those, like, little Tupperware lids and tap dancing because I wanted to do what little white orphan Annie was doing. Like, that was my fucking favorite movie. The Disney Channel? What are we talking about? Like, I used to wake up at, like, 6 a.m. before school and watch the OG Mickey Mouse House Club because this idea of all these kids coming together and, like, being, singing and dancing was amazing to me. Obviously, I know what I know now as an adult about these industries, and I'm happy that I didn't go through these industries. I still ended up in film, which was not a dream that I had, but I still ended up there. And listen, sometimes the journey is not direct. Like, me being a filmmaker would support me being an actor, even though I don't necessarily, like, my first goal isn't to be a TV actor. I would like to do TV and film. I would love to start in theater because, like, all the greats start in theater, okay? I'm thinking about Chadwick Boseman. I'm talking, like, he started in theater. So when I think of someone's career, then I'm like, "Oh, shit, like, you did some amazing things." And a lot of my favorite actors started in theater. And community theater is so real and prevalent, and you don't need a gatekeeper to get into fucking community theater. And so I'm so happy that my journey as a filmmaker and me stepping back from filmmaking and decolonizing my approach to filmmaking that can now support my journey as an actor and performer. And so although the journey wasn't direct, I still got the knowledge and lessons needed for me to protect myself as an actor or performer. Because imagine me being an actor performer going through the industry, knowing what we know now on the back end about the Nickelodeons and the Disney and all the childhoods, like, the girlies aren't doing well. The Britneys and the childhood actors of it all, they're not doing well. Like, Amanda Bynes, like, look at these people. You know what I'm saying? So imagine me going through the industry, doing something that is my desire, my true heart's desire, and just having something so sacred being taken advantage of. So I'm so happy that our idols aren't okay, right? So I'm so happy that I didn't pursue it. But I'm happy now as an adult, I have agency and autonomy, and I work in film, and I see how the industry is moving, and now I can holistically approach these things and know that I can be an actor for the sake of storytelling and not an actor for the sake of profit and not an actor for the sake of fame. Fuck fame. Fuck, the people are not okay with fame. The people are, like, I don't want fame. I don't like recognition. Hell yeah. Like, I love for people to say you did a great job. I'd love that. But fuck fame. Like, I just can't even go to the supermarket. I don't want fame. Like, I don't want that. I want to tell stories. And so when I think about my childhood, I just think about the reverence that I had for storytelling. So acting, also in writing. Like, as a kid, I would write stories, I would read all the time. And and I'm thinking of me in my elementary school age. Like, so you know exactly who you are because your childhood told you what you're meant to do and who you're meant to be. And I truly, 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 truly believe that. Because there's such an innocence that we come here with, and there's such a, like, divinity we come here with as children. Such a, like, there's no conditioning, there's no programming, there's no heartbreak yet, there's no loss yet. And I can't say that for everybody because some people have had very difficult childhoods. But I just feel like if you have an opportunity to access the innocence of your childhood and those just true, like, childhood desires, I feel like that is great insight into who you were here to be. And I'm happy that I can understand that at the essence of who I am, I want to perform, I want to act. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if I'm about to be the girlies on TikTok talking about get ready with me for like, I don't know what that journey is looking like. I'm still building it. I'm still figuring out. But, like, I'm just proud that even I could just admit that out loud. Like, I want to perform. I want to act. Like, what? Like, that's so embarrassing. Like, and I'm also not gonna be like, I'm gonna quit my job and pursue acting. Like, I'm also not there. Like, because you need money. Like, I'm not even playing those reindeer games anymore. Like, I've spent the last 10 years quitting my job and leaning into the thing I wanted to do for the sake of passion, but passion doesn't pay the bills. Passion leads the journey and sets the path and leads the way, but the car still needs gas. You know what I'm saying? The car still needs gas. The passion is the engine, the money is the gas. You know what I'm saying? At least here in my world. And that's my world and my journey. That's not the case for everybody. Some people can quit their job and, just do the things. Um, when I look at my own life and my own path, I'm ruled by Saturn. Saturn is not, it's not overnight celebrity over here. It's not giving overnight celebrity. And so I feel like because we're on the internet and we see people's journeys and we see people quitting their jobs and doing, we think we can do it too. And I think it's great inspiration. But I'm also like, look at your chart, like, look at your life experience. What has your life told you about how your dreams come true? For me, I know that anything I put my mind to, I can get done. I don't need someone on TikTok to tell me that. That's me observing my own life path. Like, I've seen what I've been able to visualize and bring about an experience. Like, that's my experience and my evidence. I am someone who I'm not, shortcuts don't work over here. I'm going to have to learn it and get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for me what works for me. And so I'm just happy, like, to be here. Listen, I really want to cast you just based off of who you are truly. Stop. Oh my god, I'm so happy you're on this live. Something just told me to show up, and I'm just showing up, and I just so appreciate you for. I received that, and I'm also learning to receive. Like, I just really, really just something that keeps coming to me is giving and receiving. I am a giver. I will give. I'm a giver. I love to help get shit done. Me giving is not the issue. Me receiving, me showing up and saying that I want the thing and receiving the thing, I had to show up. We gotta show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, me receiving the thing or me being, I don't think I have to not be afraid. I think I have to be afraid and say the thing anyway. And I think a different kind of fear, like if you're fear for your life, that's a different type of fear. But there's a limiting fear that keeps you in one spot. That's the fear to move through. And I'm working on moving through that fear and not showing up perfect, like not showing up like I had an idea of what I wanted to say, but just showing up as I am. And I'm not trying, well, clearly I'm practicing this in real time. And so I'm just doing that more. Like, I had such a beautiful moment the other day of like, I was doing my hair in the bathroom and my partner came in the bathroom. We have to be afraid and still do it. I'm learning it too. Let's learn it together. Like, I always say I'm afraid, but I'ma move. Like, we afraid, but we move. I say that before anything I do. I'm afraid, but I move. I'm afraid, but I move. Like, what? Um, but I've been really working on the balance of giving and receiving because, like, can you imagine? First of all, you can't do anything in this world without giving something or receiving. I'm talking about this. I think I talk about this in another live. I'm talking about this all the time. Like, it creates an imbalance for you to give and not receive. And you know what that balance feels like. That balance feels like anger. That balance feels like resentment. That balance feels like I'm tired all the time because I've given and I can't then open my mouth up to ask. I can't then just actually genuinely say, you know what, thank you. Your friend calling you, do you want something to eat? Nah, girl, I'm good. No, no. Take the damn food. Take the damn food and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, which is it's hard to move through that, like, conditioning of not wanting to be a burden, and I can't say that's everybody's journey or everybody's path, but that has been my journey and my path of not wanting to be guilty, but giving. That just creates such an imbalance, and that continues just to allow people to take from you. So, I mean, if that's what you want, that's cool. People take from you. That's okay. But if you don't like it, then you'll do something about it. It's fine. You can let people continue to take, and people don't even mean to take, like, off this some, like, I'm trying to take from you shit. It don't even gotta be that way. It's just like that's just how the dynamic has happened and turned into, and that's how people know how to interact with you. And not even like consciously. That's just, you know. So how are you subconsciously telling people to interact with you? How are you subconsciously telling people to show up for you? Like, so I'm always just thinking about the balance of giving and receiving and, like, just, I don't know, from a divine sense, like divinity. Like, do you think you were created to just give? Don't you want things in return? Don't you have dreams? Don't you have things you're looking to get out of this world? Like, how do you think you get those things done if you don't receive? OMG, yes. I'm learning that it's not even personal, but we have to remind them to be human, but also be received. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Like, and I'm so happy, like, we're learning this together, like, I'm sure there's so many people learning that right now, and we honestly quite literally have to learn this lesson right now. Like, y'all see what outside's looking like. Money is not stretching the same way it is. So you quite literally have to receive things that go beyond money, that still nourishes you. Like, how can you receive time and energy and effort? Like, if people can't give you 20, 30, $100, $2,000, but they could give you this hug, or they could give you a ear to listen with, or they can provide emotional support. Like, what are your boundaries and walls looking like? Is it receptive of those things? Is it pushing those things away? Not my fault for the um. I think all the 30 somethings are learning. No, literally. Yeah, the 30 something, it's so funny. Receiving for period. No, we linked up. We linked up. We're getting it. I do love the I think I just someone just actually I think I just saw a post when I just got on Substack. Somebody saying starting over in their 30s was like getting a $16 an hour job at a gallery and working and living at home with their parents. Like, because they are probably slowing down. Like, I'm not even gonna speak on their life because I'm in a very similar situation. Like, I've had to take a step back from my life. Like, it's so crazy. The life that I thought I wanted. You were just reposted that. Okay, yeah, I know. I just saw that. Okay, cool. Thank you for posting that. Yeah. So I do love a good starting over in our 30s because I don't know who I need to talk to in Congress about a policy that says your 20s is the teenage version, is the pre-adult, and 30s is your adult period. Just like we got a preteen. How come we don't get a pre-adult? And that's a hill I will die on. We get preteen, but we don't get pre-adult, and we're supposed to make all these crazy ass decisions in our 20s. That's what's gonna start for the rest of our lives. The babies of adults. Thank you. So my 20s were my pre-adult, and I think and then 35 for me is when my adult life will happen. Because what is happening out here? So I do love a good starting over in my 30s, because 30s is so young. Like, if we are saying we're living to 100 years old, 30, being 30 years old in relation to be 100 years old, like, I think 20s and 30s are so young. Like, that's just me. So I do love that the girlies, we're all resetting, and we're just relearning, reparenting, all the things. And that's what we're right on time. We're right on time. And I think everybody's right on time. We needed the people who to go ahead and do the things. You need the late bloomers like us, which no such thing as being late bloomers. We're all right on time. Because there are some 20-year-olds right now with a house and a job, and I'm like, wow, that's great. I won't say I don't have a job, but I definitely don't have a house. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, so I've just really been practicing staying, first of all, being honest and acknowledging what I want and saying what I want, even asking for things to support what I want, and then receiving it in that order. I'm working on all of those things currently in this moment, and I'm happy that I was able to get on this live and say that. This is not even what I came on here to talk about. But I want to do more sharing of just internal things like audio, written, just learning how to prioritize my expression and my art, whether it's how I dress or whether it's how I practice, my artistic practice. Because I had to learn what that is. I didn't know what that was. And so, yeah, listen, your childhood and your chart. Your chart. Like, I'm looking at my chart this morning, and my chart was telling me, oh, that's why I got on here. I just got off a call for something, and it's nowhere near done, but I just saw kind of the world that I'm leaning towards. And as a documentary filmmaker, I would love to feel nourished and supported in traveling the world and capturing stories. You love this energy? Oh, yeah. That is my manifestation. That is my desire. To be supported in that. Like, I want to be commissioned to tell the stories, ideally that I want to tell. Um, before I'd be like, oh, I just want to tell stories. No, I want to tell the stories that I care about. So, which is so scary to say, but I can have that if I want it. So, my manifestation, um, my manifestation. Oops, sorry, hold on. Actually, I'm going to deal with that. Going to deal with that later. Yeah. Before I'd feel like, oh, I just want someone. No, I'm gonna be specific. I'm gonna be specific. And even if I don't know what specifically to ask for, I know what I want to feel. And I want to travel the world telling stories that matter to me that I care about, and they could be my own stories or ideally my own stories, but let me be integrity. Let's start with my own stories. I want people to give me money to travel the world and tell stories. Tell the stories that I care about. Like, I got the idea, I got the vision. I just need the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really all I need for real. And I want to feel. Ooh, hold on, y'all. My mama calling. Hold on. We got another call coming up. So yeah, yeah. um, yeah. So it says my internet connection is unstable. But yeah, I want to travel the world telling stories, like hosting stories, telling stories, like producing. Like I want to really do more. Oh, y'all want to do more producing. Like I'm really just tired. Like the last 10 years of my life, like in terms of giving, I've given so much, and I'm just tired of being everything for everyone and even to myself. Like being an entrepreneur, you are the business person, your marketing, your finances, you're all the things. And I'm just no longer interested in doing that for myself or for other people. And I'm really just, which requires me to receive support, and building support. And I understand that that takes time because I'm just really in a place where I'm just not trying, that I am practicing building trust with people, because like I'm just trying to not make the pressure of getting something done push me into collaboration and partnership with people for the sake of getting something done. Um, so I'm just doing that because if I'm recognizing I don't want to wear multiple hats, especially without no money, then I have to then allow myself to receive support. I have to then allow myself to work with people. And that's so scary. That's so uncomfortable and it's so scary. But like there's really no other way around it unless someone just tried to drop $1 million at my front step. And even if someone dropped $1 million at my front step tomorrow, I would still build a team. Like if someone just dropped $1 million on my doorstep, like as solitary as I am and can be for perfectionism and for protection of who I am as a person, if I were to get $1 million tomorrow randomly, I would still call in the people that I fuck with to be like, yo, let's do this thing. I can pay you right now. Quit that motherfucking job. I got some money. Let's go travel the world. Like, I would dead still do that. Like, so I've always been community oriented. It's just that, so I'm working on that. So yeah. But when I'm looking at my chart, I looked at my chart this morning and it says something about, and I do sidereal or sidereal, however you want to call it. Because I feel like sidereal is like your soul's purpose, and I feel like tropical is like your earth's purpose. So I feel like sidereal is like transcendent and bigger than you and, like, who you are as a spirit, as a cosmic being, beyond just being a human being, and I feel like tropical is like, "Hey, Earthling, you're here now." Like, what so I honor the message that both systems provide, but I just really feel like on a soul level, like, when I truly think about who I am at my core, I feel like I align more with the sidereal, however you wanna call it. So I was looking at my chart this morning, and it was saying my ninth house, like, my ninth house, which rules publishing and broadcasting and traveling and storytelling. That's what it said. And I have my Venus in my ninth house, my Venus in Virgo in my ninth house. And to be a Virgo is to be service-oriented, detail-oriented, healing. The Venus, is beautification, and Venus also rules storytelling. And the ninth house I just have like a really beautiful placement to travel the world, tell stories that provide impact and provide healing. That y'all don't know me, but that's me to my core. Like, when I go back to being a child, at my core, performing, storytelling, writing, just something bigger than me. Like, I remember being a kid just being like, "Why do people make fun of each other for the color of their skin?" Like, this is me in elementary school just being like, "What the fuck are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about?" So I'm just literally just be in my room just thinking about the whole world since, like, single digit. Like, there has to be something more here. There has to be something bigger here. Like, what are we doing? Like, I tell this story all the time of just, like, I remember just being like, "Could there be a first man?" Like, I remember I wanted to be the world's first Black female president just because I wanted to have a first husband because I thought just having a first lady, why is there a first lady? Can there be a first man? So not me fucking bucking gender norms elementary school age. Don't know nothing about no gender norms, don't know about no politics, but I just wanted to be the world's first Black female president just to shake shit up. What are we talking what are we talking like, so I knew who I came here to be. It was very apparent who I came here to be. A storyteller, a performer, to tell stories that are bigger than me, that go beyond who I am as a person. And so I don't believe people when they say they don't know their purpose. I mean, I believe them when they say it. The Scorpio me every single day. So I believe people when they say, and I'm gonna have grace. I believe people when they say they don't know their purpose. Well, I don't believe people when they say they don't know their purpose. But when they say I don't know my purpose, what I hear is I'm not connected, or I'm not reminded of, or I don't remember. Or I just don't have the space and opportunity to discover or understand, rediscover, or understand. That's what I hear, or that's what I see and feel. Because I think it's very apparent. We all have those things that we just like, you know what? That doesn't make sense. Why would I do that? There's no money in that. Da, 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 da. And the issue isn't that there's no money. Our issue isn't our dreams. The issue is the world as it's manufactured to be, to render those spaces not profitable. There's nothing wrong with your dreams. There's nothing wrong with my dreams. And I think that's one of the biggest wounds to be an artist or to be a creative, is to believe that something's wrong with our dreams. When if we were sent here with them, if we were given them, if we believed, why would something inside of you be wrong? There's nothing wrong with you or your dreams. It's not you, babe. It's not you, babe. There's a lot of things that are wrong here, and it's not you. It's not me. It's not you. It's not us. Um, it's just things as they turned out to be. So, yeah, no, I just think there's something really powerful about claiming who you are as a creative, claiming your voice, claiming your expression. I think there's something very powerful in that. I think it's something very powerful in experiencing the things that you had desires for when you were a kid. I think there's something very powerful in knowing your chart and understanding the talents and gifts and the possibilities and the challenges that are on your path that you could possibly come up against. It wasn't until I turned 29 that I realized that I can just do it. I used to hate that term, just do it. But no, dead ass. Dead ass. Dead ass. Like, free will is crazy. And there's something so, what's the word? What's the word? divisive. It's just so interesting how much, I'll speak for myself, how much I've looked for permission. Like, I was like, "I just wanna write, I just wanna be a writer." What? Just literally, just do the thing. Like, literally, it is actually that easy. But I forgot. Because if it wasn't work or if it wasn't something outside of myself, like, I forgot that I had the agency to literally just write. It's just oftentimes that when I wanted to just write or when I wanted to just do the artistic thing, I also needed to survive and I also needed money, and I thought I wanted to do that thing so I can do money to get money and survive. That's where that, like, dangerous, pervasive thing society messes with our control, and for a good reason, like, and that's by design. You gotta ask to go to the bathroom. Like, we learn early on to ask for permission for our own bodily autonomy. And I understand there's something to, like, you wanna make sure our kids aren't running around the place and just getting up, going to the bathroom, missing the lesson, yada, 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 yada. But, like, just that small example, we now have to ask to go to the bathroom, and we have to wait for the pass, and we have to wait, like, there's structures and rules in place over our bodily autonomy. And I think, obviously, there could be both sides of the spectrum for a conversation like that, and I think it's nuanced. I don't think it's a black and white conversation, because people could probably take that and run with it. "Well, it's my bodily autonomy to be attracted to cats." That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. But, so, yeah, so from an early age, we learn to ask for permission to dream, to think, to be. Like, we're asking for permission. And sometimes we're asking for permission because we're around people who don't accept us. We're in environments where the system structures and rules that then codifies our humanity. And so, of course, I forgot that I could just write. Of course, I forgot I could just put pen to paper. Of course, I forgot that. Because now all of a sudden I'm a perfectionist. If I don't have the right pen and I don't have the right paper, and if I'm not fucking, a great philosopher, a great textbook at the end of this that I could sell, then my writing is not worth it. It's not worthy. But what about my expression? My expression should be worthy to me. That should be the value in it because it's my expression and it's asking to exist. That's the value. And so we also aren't taught value, really. Or we have or our understanding of value is misconstrued. It's like only one thing is valuable. And it's crazy to see money as valuable, and then there's so many other things that are valuable just sitting over there like, well, what about me? Like time, energy. Because it doesn't matter how much someone can pay you if your spirit is tired and don't want to do the damn thing. That's me all the time. That's me all the time. There's so many opportunities that has a price tag to it, and my spirit is just like, I am tired. I don't want to do this. And you could rack this up to maybe $1 million, maybe. And don't get me started on Black philosopher not thinking we are Black. Oh, I actually like to hear more about that. Don't get me started on Black philosophers not thinking we are philosophers. Mm, 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 mm. Yes, I'd actually love to know more. When you say we are philosophers, do you mean we as creatives or artists? I actually want to know about that. If you could type it, I don't know if that's too much to type, but yeah, but yeah, we know exactly who we are. We know exactly who we are, and I say no with my chips. On the eve of my birthday, I'm turning 33 tomorrow. That's a tropical Virgo, sidereal Leo, which I feel more like a Leo than a Virgo, but I also see the Virgo. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. So it's the one thing about me. Black creators have been philosophers since day one, but we are mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000. I'm gonna send the hearts for that one. Yes. Um, but yeah, no, we know exactly who the fuck we are. We know exactly who the fuck we are. I think the bigger question is what has stopped me from me being the person I know to be. Like, what pain is there? What hurt is there? And I don't think you have to go through all those things. Kinda like what you just said. Kinda like what you just said, like, you don't have to just remember that moment when you just that moment that told you not to be an artist or creative. All you have to do is just be like, "Oh, I've decided I'm an artist because I make art. I've decided I'm a creative because I am a creative being." Because everybody fucking creative problem solves. Whether you're a fucking engineer or a painter, you're conjuring up some type of creative capacity to solve the issue. Everybody does that every fucking single day. Um, and we have to ask ourselves, where do we get this definition of what constitutes as an artist and creative, and who does it serve for us to only see artists and creatives in that way? Am I not valuable as an artist just because I go to Hobby Lobby and get some paint and paint in my room and I don't share with anyone? Does that make me any less of a painter or an artist because no one views it but me? So I think that helps us just reorient who's the one to define what an artist and creative is, and it stops us from asking for permission. Oh, am I okay? God. Am I well? Let me go. Let me go. I gotta finish my hair. I have work to do. But yeah, damn, I didn't even. I need to go sit with some things after this. Like, not me talking all the shit. Like, do I know? Do I know my definition? Let me go sit with my own words and my own wisdom and my own medicine. But yeah, this is me in real time just figuring all that shit out. Like, I'm really trying. I'm tired, y'all. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of living the way I've been living. And if that means I gotta open my mouth and say what I want and need, the fuck? My mouth is open because I'm tired. I'm tired. And I just don't want to look like one of them blobs from Soul and that Pixar movie where those like people were fucking shells of themselves because they weren't able to live their dreams. And I understand why that happened. But no, yeah. Like you said, we can just do it. Just do it. Just start, just do it. And you are it. So, but yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. I think that's all I had to say today. This was great. I was supposed to be testing my microphone. That didn't happen. And I showed up here anyway. Y'all see my hair not done? Oh, y'all need to be in my business. But well, that's what I got.